Hey, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and today we're going to get into another one. We're going to go ahead and see why is it taking so long. Okay, it could be a particular situation. It could be waiting for maybe something that you heard in some readings or some divination you did or pendulum work or something. You're like, why is this taking so long? What's going on in this situation? So this can be good feedback because we can know what are any things that are kind of interfering in the situation, any stressors, any things that we can push and move and get going so that the gears get shifting in our favor, those kind of things. Okay, we have 4 decks, so go ahead and pick a deck, 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever you're drawn to, and I'll see you on your timestamp. All right, for those of you who chose the first deck here, timestamp 44, I see you again. Let's go ahead and see what is taking so long in this situation. What is taking so long? All right, if you have a big deck and you want to be able to shuffle it widthwise instead of lengthwise, and it will help you out a lot. I have big hands, long fingers, and it still is something that I do, and even sometimes do it with smaller decks because I get into the habit. But it's a good tarot hack if you love a deck but don't want to have to stop using it because you can't shuffle it, okay? So that's what I'm saying. You can also shuffle this way too, like this instead of this way. Anyways, let's go ahead and see. I want to give it a good shuffle up for y'all. Tend to shuffle before and throughout between takes, but you know, keep it going. All right, why is this taking so long? And it's not just the shuffling. Why is it taking so long? For those who chose this book, this situation, go ahead and pull 4 cards. Why is this taking so long? Why is this taking so long? Oh my gosh, we got all the reversals. Okay. Let's see. We have the Devil reversed, so it is trying to open up for you. You guys have clear blockages, okay? So be encouraged right away. I know sometimes we can feel very discouraged, and maybe that's why we're seeking a reading out. But this is Saturn here. Some of you had a Saturn return, or Karma Daddy, as we call him on this channel, was just giving you some tough aspects, something of that nature. There could have been a lack of justice here, something like that going on. Could have been world events, okay? Literally world events. We have greed, we have war, and we have, you know, political movements, all different things trying to happen. So it could have been that some delays that you've had were because of expenses like companies. It says when silence equals profit. So maybe there was big spikes in the cost. Like you're saying, why haven't I bought my house yet? And it's like, well, the market after the panty has like skyrocketed in different industries. So it could be something like this for you, okay? All right, we have the 5 of Swords reversed. Yes, so it could have been that we needed a right mind frame. We have Venus and Aquarius here, survival. So for some of you, definitely, it could have been, you might have been like, that's so weird. I'm just trying to get like something simple going. Maybe like at your like school or something. You're like, I just wanted to start, you know, a club for gardening or something. But why are they taking so long to approve it? But this could be like there's other ramifications in other people's eyes where they're looking at maybe they have political issues, people who fund the school, who are saying we don't want those kind of people to have that kind of group. So it's like things had to get out of the way that had to deal with people being territorial, people having different political so-called views or whatever. You know, a lot of cruelty and stuff has been moved out of the way. So don't feel like you haven't been doing anything. If you've been doing your manifestation, you know, your spiritual work, things like that, I think you've shifted a lot of really gnarly, like really toxic stuff out of the way, like 100%. For some of you, there could have been something where someone had some kind of like addiction or something that they had to get over. They had to like help themselves. They were trying to get their health together. Yeah, and somebody also could have just had a lot of debt. So there could have been someone who yeah, especially if they're an earth sign. So like if you're asking why is it taking so long for my crush to go on more dates with me because I said they like me, but for them, especially if this is an earth sign or air sign, signs that tend to be very practical, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, them, if they have debts, if they have things that they perceive as faults, if they have responsibilities, in this case obligations, negative ties to other people, this could be fights with friends. It doesn't even have to be like romantic, although some of them it could be ex, but could have been like issues with social movements and stuff like that, those things were taking precedence from this person, and they couldn't really think about other stuff when they felt like they're in survival mode. Okay, so it could be something like this. If you're saying, hey, we asked this writer to work with our publishing company, how come it's taking so long? How come they haven't made a decision? They could be researching something like this and looking into your history of like what does your company support and things of that nature before they decide if they want to collab with you. All right, let's see. We have Six of Wands reversed, decolonization, rebirth, reversed, Jupiter and Leo, victory. Somebody could be wondering if they're going to have a victory. And here we do see, again, conflicting information and ideals, because we have Leo versus Aquarius. They're polar opposite signs. Someone could be wondering about getting their pride involved. They could be wondering, is this going to be successful? Should we try again? Is it worth it? Some of you are wondering about what's taking so long for maybe an old friend to receive a friend request from you or like respond, and they could feel like they're not, especially if they're a Pisces or an Aquarius, they could feel like I'm not the same person that I was, as far as I'm not just going to let people get their way easily anymore. Maybe I was a martyr in the past and people walked over me, so now like I'm going to have a bit more pride in myself. I've changed my values and morals, and so I'm not accepting to some of the things. So for some of you, this person could have changed their morals and values. They could have gotten out of toxic situations and relationships, and they've become more aware. They're coming back from their spiritual kind of woke journey, and so they're standing in more personal power, and they're really like taking time to see, is somebody the right fit for me or not. I can't just rush to what I think I want, and I can't just go with what seems like the flashy thing to do or the move to make, and that social circles would expect of me. Like, I need to make sure I protect my energy. I need to make sure I protect my luck, something of that nature. Now, for some of you, you've been doing that, and that's why things took a little longer. And I don't think you should be upset with yourself. I feel like this is very positive, actually. I feel like this is really positive. If you've taken this time for yourself to like rebuild, like call your luck back to yourself, call your energy back to yourself, work on your spiritual gifts, recuperate after feeling like there was some illness here and there was profit loss and there was like dealing with the harsh outside world. I think you really needed that time, to be honest. Like, for real. Some of you, you have Saturn in Pisces, and your Saturn return is happening, starting, and so that's why. And some of you just came out of your Saturn and Aquarius return. And if you have a Leo placement, Saturn and Aquarius return could have been, opposing you, your planets, your planetary placements at that time, and that could be why there was some pushback. Same thing if you're Virgo, you could have had pushback from Saturn and Pisces right now that's delaying things a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so I definitely think there's reasons. I think there's external reasons, soul growth reasons, transit, and just trying to figure out what to do. We have destiny trying to weave in the best way possible. Yeah, destiny weaving here. Now, some of you do have some kind of aggressive person who is kind of trying to control your crossroads a little bit. Ask your ancestors for help, and that will help you to cleanse this out. Even if you feel like some difficulty is coming from one side of your family or one side of your ancestry who maybe isn't open for you, like working different spirituality, I think you have that other side of your family that can really help. It says to seek advice from elders, good elders, not just elders, but good elders and ancestors, and that will really, really help you be able to control your own destiny moving forward and braid and weave this situation together and stay in this power, this Jupiter and Leo, this personal good luck, this personal golden child energy for yourself. You will be able to kind of sit on your throne of power there personally. And I love the throne and the altar together, because in cultural traditions, that was something, the throne and the altar being together. The throne of the king was the altar of the spirit world as well, for me. So yeah, you could be dealing with someone, you're the rooster, who has kind of taken up a lot of your time and energy. They tend to be very opinionated and want to do their things their own way, be stubborn, and just needing your attention early and often. So that could be why maybe year of the rooster was a tough year for you, or you're dealing with somebody with those energies. Currently, we're in the opposite. We're in year of the rabbit. So hopefully, if that's the case, then things will speed up for you and feel more comfortable, okay? So this is some little insight that I'm seeing as to why things may be going a bit slow. I would say apply yourself to your spiritual work. I think you've actually helped yourself go towards things quicker. by doing your spiritual work versus not. I think that you're doing it in the highest best way. And I think you should be very proud of yourself and don't be down on yourself if it seems to take a bit in the physical world, because I think you're doing it in a good way. You're doing it in a way that you're not going to have a chain like grab you and like rip away the good that you want later on, because you're cutting those cords and you're moving forward in a healthy way. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose this deck here, we're going to go ahead and get into your read and see, why is this taking so long? Why is this taking so long? I'm trying to see how to shuffle around this tripod. Why is this taking so long? Insight, advice, information. We're going to get 4 cards here. All right. Why is this taking so long? All right. Let me see. Let me angle it up correctly with the screen. Okay. 5 of Cups, 7 of Wands, the Emperor, and the Lovers. Well, it could be that some bossy person is making it so because somebody wants to win. Somebody could be hard to reach, hard to achieve. They don't have easy standards. But because of that, they could be a difficult person to work with. Here we have one person who's very sensitive, and this is like a lot of Mars energy here. We have Scorpio here. We have a sadness, but they're grieving so hard they don't see the sparkly unicorn on the corner. And I always, try to bring in some levity in the readings and tease and say, look, you're crying so hard, you're missing the sparkly unicorn here. You've grieved enough. For me, 5 of Cups says what you're sad about could definitely be valid. It is valid. However, you've put enough grief towards that. Even if it was the grief of a loved one, they want you to move on. They want you to be happy. They want you to celebrate and live life again. So we have this energy here. There's a ring here. You don't want to be married to your grief, okay? Somebody in this situation has been married to sadness, a grief, depressive mood swings, things like that, and it's keeping them from winning, point blank. This could be like somebody who is a star athlete, but because when it gets in their head and then they can't play anymore because they're sad, like, oh man, I messed up, I injured myself, I couldn't play in all stars, so then I couldn't go to the Olympics, I had a year off or whatever, and it's like they get into that grief and spiraling, even the sun itself back here is like spiraling. And so it's like you have to get out of defeatism. This card, 7 of Wands upright, is the winner, period. The champ, period. Reverse, loser. We're feeling like a loser. We're feeling like defeated. And we can't get out of this mindset, right? And so then what happens is any person on the street can come by and shake and bake you, and they could be over here laughing and snickering because they feel like they could defeat you, right? Right? It's like Space Jam or something, right? Not everyone can defeat you. You feel like the Monstars got your power. Not sponsored. So this is that kind of vibe here, but you don't see how much love and support you have around you, because here we have all different people around the world wanting to support you. We have their spirit guides wanting to support you. We have the earthy kind of, even the troublemaker kind of deities like Pan, and then we have the unconditional ascended kind of deities like Kuan Yin, all supporting. There's so much love here. Like, people want this to be a good ending for you. Not just you. People want you to have a good ending. They want you to have empowerment and success. We see here the Emperor is protected in the back by mountains. But that's a difficult track to get through, right? It takes time. It takes time, for sure. It takes time when we feel like we're down here low. We're the people in the back, okay, that are depressed and leaving hate comments or something. When we're in that kind of mindset, dang, how could we ever say being up here where the Emperor is, right? And feeling equal to the mountain, waking up with that kind of energy. So some of you have had, again, it could have been valid reasons why you started feeling down. You could have had people who bullied you, who took your personal power, who exerted some kind of elitism or something like that over you. And they said, haha, you can't play this game. I get what I want, and I'm keeping the treasure of what you want away from me, so that you can't embrace yourself, so you can't see yourself in an honorable way, so you don't know that you're blessed. It's almost like some person or something might have even convinced some of you that your own guides and deities don't support you, and like there's some kind of energy blocking this. So maybe this is like the emperor can be really tight with the Hierophant, so maybe somebody got in your head about uh, things when it comes to your beliefs, your ideologies, your religions and stuff like that. And so they're like doing the work here of the magician, which is Mercurial card, the mind, and making you think that you can't truly manifest, you can't truly create, you can't have resources yourself, that you can't do it. I have the power and you don't. Remember when, what is it? Was it Matilda again? Why do I feel like I've referenced that? That movie like 3 days in a row. But when he's like, I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong, that kind of thing, right? Knock on wood. I feel like some of you have dealt with people like that. Like they just have like knock you over, overly open solar plexuses. And they might have had the root chakra energy, the money, and everything else to back it up in this world, in this current matrix, in this current realm. And so it just made you feel exhausted. It just made you feel like all I can do left is cry. I just feel sad. Or whoever you're dealing with, this could be what they're dealing with. If you're wondering, well, why haven't they, why are they having this tough time at work? Why are they taking so long to do a good job at work? Why are they taking so long to really enjoy our relationship? Maybe they have like a parent like this. And so they're, even just the thought of them being worthy on a day-to-day level, let alone in a loving partnership, is something that they just can't comprehend it. It's like they have no energy center. It's like someone punched their solar plexus out of their system and they're like walking around without one. They have no clue where to, and there it goes spiraling into the distance like it's a freaking cartoon, like it's Dragon Ball Z or something. So I feel like we need like to call our energy back here. See the hole? Empty. Where's the solar plexus? Punched out. And then here we have the deities, the guides, and loving people trying to bring it back. We have the mountain of protection saying that is the level you're on. That is what you're deserving of. Right? So I think some person in this situation needs healing. They need to maybe even go to a different city where they're not having the kind of like cruelty, bigotries, or whatever that they're having. Maybe they're in the wrong type of city where people just like eat you alive there or something. They might need to get from under a toxic parent or something in this situation, and it could be just working through this programming is taking a long time before this person can open up. So if you're dealing with someone who's trying to love, they're trying to support themselves individually, they're trying to stand up for themselves, they're trying to make a good life for themselves, or if this is you, like you're doing amazing for someone who feels like this and has had so much loss and has had so much bullying and so many setbacks and people working against them. And for you to even believe, to still have it in you that you believe and know that you're deserving of love and good things, that's a miracle. Like that's a straight up like astounding miracle here. And this is your message from spirit to remind you of that. They say protect your head. Okay, protect your head spiritually, maybe even wrap your head. Here we have flowers and diadems and different things protecting their head. Okay, speak up, give yourself your mic. Okay, and cut the cords with negative things. Cut off anybody else who is negative. And if they don't understand that, we have the fist here. Be like, speak proud, say it loud. Okay, speak up for yourself, stand up for the right things. This is all about personal power, the right, and the signal from the spiritual world. If this is someone you're dealing with and they're having a tough time opening up and you just want the big emotionality, they're saying, but if you love this person, you have to also let them stand up for themselves. Let them be their own person in their relationship. They might get it wrong sometimes. I've always said that when we're learning to be our own person, and especially if this person did have like a toxic parent and abuse from authority figures and stuff, they might get it wrong sometimes. They might overly stand up for themselves. And you're like, hey, we're just playing a game. It's okay. They might sometimes like not be able to show immediately that they're upset, and then afterwards they think about it and they say, hey, that wasn't fair, I'm angry. So whether that's yourself or this other person, try to be patient and understanding if you guys are working something out together to have a friendship or a connection, that they might 7 days later be like, hey, like I've thought about it and I'm really angry that you didn't like give me the time to formulate my own thoughts and you spoke for me, because that hurts me. I need to speak for myself, and I need people who are patient to let me speak for myself. I'm my own person, right? So things like that. That is what needs to happen in this situation for people to be able to authentically communicate, for people to be spiritually protected, for people to cut off negative energies and kind of bullying type of energies, and to fight back. That might be hard, but fight back and stand up for yourself and stand up for anyone who's getting bullied, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose this deck, let's go ahead and see what we have. Why is it taking so long? What are things that could be standing in the way? Could be practical things, could be energies. We already have some jumping out. This deck is ready quickly. All right, that one wants to come out. I'll get one more. Oh, okay. Oh, they snuck an extra one, did they? Yes, we have 5 for this deck. All right, and it, of course, it's the big juicy deck too, so it's going to take up the whole screen. The whole way across, 5 cards. All right, we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed, so somebody could have been in lack. Somebody could have had where they didn't have all the resources that they needed. Maybe someone hit bankruptcy, or they lost their home, they lost their career, something like this. Their health, it could have been a health thing. Could also be that somebody was pulled away from their heritage. They were pulled away from their roots or something, because we're being pulled away from the 10 of Pentacles, which is our family. And here there's a lot of sacred items here as well. Someone could have been without their medicine, either like spiritually or physically. They couldn't have access or something to something that they needed, and so we became short-sighted. We became not able to prepare for each day the way we needed to. This is a Virgo card. We lost track of like our wants and desires. It's like Venus and Virgo for me. So our wants and our desires, we couldn't get those needs met. We couldn't get our wants met. We lost our drive of how can we put our life together? How can we make success? And this really goes with the World card, because this is Capricorn energy, and there's fixed energies traditionally on the World card, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. So this is like the sky is falling. All that fixed energy, what we thought was like the truth or the way of being or something like that, it's all gone. And now instead we're dealing with, it's almost like if the earth stopped orbiting the way it was supposed to, if the earth stopped turning the way it was supposed to, something earth-shattering happened to this person. Maybe this person, there could have been, this person could have gotten sick, like with the Panny, with like the worldwide situation, and they couldn't get some medicine and healing and stuff that they needed. Or this person could have felt disconnected from the earth. Maybe someone's been displaced from their home on Mother Earth, and they're just like, that really shook them. They don't know, now in a different location with different foods. Like, you know, a lot of people go through that, right? Even if they happily move somewhere, when you're in a completely different country, a different part of the earth, different food sources, everything, those things can really throw you. So something about the day-to-day was thrown off so much that the big picture, right? Because Capricorn is the last earth sign. That's the bigger picture, the greater career, having everything together in harmony is reversed here for this person. And this makes big effect, okay? This could even be where maybe one person, let's say if you were talking about like a company or something, but one person who is an integral part quits or has something go on, and then the whole thing doesn't function the same. You know, it can be like big celebrities. If their assistant isn't there, the assistant that maybe no one in the world will ever know about, their whole life can't function. So there's this. And so it's like this forced change. But then we don't have change where we need it to be. So it's almost like if there's a wound that needs, like, this is very visceral, but if there's this wound that needs to ooze, right, to heal, and it needs this medicine, and it needs to go through the ugly death moment to heal. It needs, the bruise needs to change colors and get all gross or whatever it is. We need to see that kind of tough growth moment to heal, but it doesn't happen. So we're stuck in a death moment. We're stuck with this bad health. We're stuck with the sky falling. We're stuck with this like war or lack of resolution, with the world spinning off of its axis and like crashing around the universe or something. You know, this is very hard for this person, because a 9 of Pentacles person, a Virgo type person, like someone who's like Virgo, a lot of Virgo in their chart, like not being in control, not having a plan, and not having like their health and their basic needs taken care of is something that can make them like lose their mind. Like it's something that to this extreme that there is just unending, like not ending, is something that is very scary for them. So I feel like, yeah, there's been a lack of something ending, and that's why other things haven't happened yet. Something can't happen. This could also be like if you have an elder who has prolonged illness or someone in the family who has prolonged illness, and you keep thinking, okay, maybe it went away. Maybe the illness went away. Maybe we beat it this time, but we didn't. Or we know that this illness isn't going to go away, and like we just have years, like this could be even 21 years, just years of deterioration since someone was a kid, maybe their whole life. And we haven't seen like any resolution. We haven't seen it stop. So some people could definitely, there's a lot of elder energy here. So someone could definitely have an elder or like a parent or someone that they have to take care of. And I keep getting that in general reads on this channel. So somebody is definitely someone who takes care of like an elder. And it's like that could make it so they can't move on. Some of you, it's an animal. I've definitely seen that with people where they're taking care of an animal, maybe an animal they grew up with, and that animal has particular illnesses and needs medicine and needs veterinarian check-ins and stuff. And so they're literally not able to travel or do different things. They don't want to move out by themselves because the animal's more comfortable with the whole family, something of that nature. And those kind of things can end up taking up a lot of time in your day. There could also be someone who has a child who has kind of a health or something that's particular. So even here we have like, intense deities, the psychopalms, the grim reaper, like mourning and sad that this is still going on. Okay, let's get some more cards here. We have the Knight of Swords reverse and the Hierophant reverse. Yeah, this could be where someone like, this feels like health. It really feels like health. It could be financial, where someone's gone through some extreme financial things, and it's like it doesn't make sense. Like it's like even let's say financiers would be looking and being like, why has this not recovered? Like why is this still ongoing? Like why is this person's credit not improving? They're doing everything that they need to. Why is their health not improving? We've done every test, we've done every surgery that we could. Okay, for some of you, there could be issues with government. There could be, there could be some kind of issues with government. So if you know, there could be surveillance, some kind of surveillance from government or world forces for some of you. And that could make some kind of difference as to why things aren't changing and why stability cannot be found. It could be some kind of intentional thing in that way, okay? Yeah, okay, let's see some more here. I don't feel like this is like the person's fault. Yeah, and then I flipped to person. The person, see, if they're saying this person is beautiful. This person's beautiful and deserves reclamation and good energies. These are some other external forces that need to be cut out. Yeah. This is like it's tough being alive in the matrix kind of thing. And some of you, you've literally been warriors or something. You've stood up against your governments, or you have been in the governments or something like this, and you like it feels marked. It feels like somebody's marked to go through some trouble. Like somebody, let's say, even if it's in the hospital, but you need care, but you're marked as the problem patient. So then you're not getting help and you already have a very difficult case. Something like this. Or you were like marked as being the one who wouldn't follow the religion. So then you had a lot of negativity put upon you even when you were a young child, because you always had your spiritual gifts. You were always being different than what the Hierophant wanted to control you to be. So it's like you've had something mark you as an individual on this planet, or this person has, whoever you're asking about, that has created a situation where things don't go in your favor that should. But the Knight of Swords is not someone to be trusted. Literally, it's a crusader, right? Especially with the negative Hierophant here. And again, even the spirit world grieving here, like these things should have moved on. Ancestors grieving, strong spiritual forces grieving because of this like red tape in the physical world. And they're saying you need a big cut and clear. You need your spiritual heritage, your medicines. You need your spiritual ceremonies. Okay, your traditional ceremonies are always going to be the most powerful. I tell people that all the time. If people were actual spiritual workers, they know that your cultural spiritual traditions are always going to be the quickest, most impactful for you. I'm telling you. So if you can find a way to reclaim those and go to someone who can help you, someone with really high vibrational energy that can help you heal, or you can learn these things yourself, that reclamation here, that is going to be how you can finally escape this, or how this person can escape this energy and go positively. There's a big cut and clear. This is definitely some kind of physical world meets like some kind of fight with ideals or political dynamics or some kind of red tape or something. So let's say if somebody had to leave their country, so they're a known refugee or a known immigrant in another country. So there's just difficulties that that country is going to give them and consistently going to give them because of those identifiers. And they're going to be kind of watched, and they're going to get the short end of the stick, right? They're going to get the bad deal whenever they try to go to healthcare or whatever because of how the world looks at them. That's this kind of situation. Yeah, but it's saying, the spirit world is saying this person is a very beautiful person, very high vibrational. They don't deserve this. They have a lot of good luck. They're meant to be very, very blessed. And so they could be helping to shift things for their identifiers for who they are. But it does affect their individual person. So they can individually cut and clear their energy. And that will help to like get this off their back, okay? That's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Last but not least, those who chose this deck here, let's go ahead and see what is the tea on this situation. Okay, we'll put those back because that's quite a few cards. So we're just getting into the shuffle here. Let's go ahead and see what's the insight advice of the situation. Why is this taking so long? Why is it going slow? What's going on in this situation? There can be so many different factors, right? We've had a lot of external factors so far, so let's see what it says for your group. Right, we have one there. For this group, what is it? What is it? What is it? There's a lot of cards that want to come out. We're going with 4, so go with that. All right, 6 of Wands, Page of Cups, Tower reversed, Temperance reversed. Well, for some of you, it's just not meant. It's just not meant to be. You might be very sweet and wanting a particular result, kind of making things a bit difficult. This person could have walked around the rock, but they want to climb up on it. You could be trying to call something to you with your spiritual gifts and stuff, but the spirit world's been protecting you from towers and stuff, and from things that could never be reconciled with you, things that were never meant for you, and they'll never fit with you. So there could be here where spirit world's protecting you from a lot. It's kind of like the cartoons where there's like the sweet little innocent baby like crawling through town, and everything's like exploding and the cars are crashing and all these things are happening, and the little baby's just like following the butterfly through town, completely unaware of the chaos that they cause. That's this situation here. So some of you, your guys are like, we're tired. Like, we're trying to get you, we're trying to send you all your numbers and your synchronicities and stuff, but boo, it's a lot of work. It ain't easy being your guide. It's not easy doing your ancestor work, okay? Because you just out here dreamy as all get. You have eyes bigger than your stomach. You know how they say when you get a lot of food, oh my gosh, and the next one's bread, eyes and bread. Wow. So you guys could ask for even more than you can eat from the spiritual world. And then you're like, why is the meal not here yet? They're like, you just ordered 3 12-course meals right away. But you have a lot of good synchronicities from the spirit world. Some of you leave food offerings and things, and the spirit world really appreciates that. You give some kind of blessings or thanks, you know, when you're eating your food, and that is something that's very much noted. I feel like you guys are very loved, or this person you're asking about is very loved and adored by the spiritual world. But yes, there's many things that have been protections. There could have been protections from vehicle accidents as well, travel. There could have been a reason why there was like, no, you can't travel. This plane isn't going to be safe. The car situation wouldn't have been good today. So there could be literal travel that it's been a really good thing. If you're saying, hey, I'm in LDR, you know, and I want my partner to be able to come to the same country as me. Like, why is it taking so long? What's going on? But there's been different factors that it was really good to circumvent them. It can also be in here with the Tower reversed, that the spirit world is trying to make sure you have a good foundation, like bread energy, right? Like you need to have that good, stable nutrition. You need to have a good initial seat at the table kind of vibe. So there's this energy of there are many ways that a dreamer could foresee something happening, but sometimes there are some practicalities that are there and that are necessitated in the situation, okay? So I feel like that's the good thing here. And I think that getting options that things that are not an option out of the way is a big part of the plan here, because the Page of Cups is the kind of person that when they see anything or anyone, they see how they could fit it. They're kind of like the old soul in a little child's body, like the kid in the candy store's body. So they're like, oh yeah, I have a connection to this, I have a connection to that, I have a connection to this, it can all work. But that's not really what your spirit crew wants. They don't want just any situation in any order coming, because they can see down the line, hey, we don't want you to just get any old car off the lot because that one's gonna have issues, that kind of thing. So it could be that someone also took time getting back up on their feet, getting back into their open-hearted Page of Cups energy, stepping back in. So maybe you were kind of out of your spiritual flow for a while, but now you got your spiritual sight back working properly, or you're feeding that, you're getting back in harmony with that, with these feathers that your spirit crew is dropping. So I feel like it's been for like divine reason, and also to let you catch up and kind of learn how the spirit world wants to move certain things. But it could have been like you didn't blow up and get super famous 2 years ago because you wouldn't have been ready for that. You could have been too naive and trusted the wrong things. There, you needed to have more spiritual awareness under your belt, and we were helping to prevent certain things because maybe that particular industry you wanted to trend in had a crash or whatever, or that app or whatever no longer exists 3 years later, and that would have been the end of your energy burst. It would have been harder to work back from that deficit. So we're going to have you build it up in a different way on a different app, and when you have more awareness to yourself, so you know how to handle the ups and downs. Okay, it's like this kind of situation. So that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.